Well, good evening, everyone. My name is Debbie Singleton, and I'm an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator. I come to you live Monday evenings at 7 p.m. I hope everyone had a great day and a great weekend. It is warming up here in Arizona. It was beautiful out this weekend and today. Some are not liking the warm weather, but I love this beautiful weather. I am loving this weather. I would love it if it was 78 to 80 every day. But then, of course, we would get so many people moving here that we would be inundated with too many people here. But I love this weather. Being outside, it's gorgeous. It's not too hot. It's beautiful outside. It's just gorgeous. So hopefully everyone got a chance to get outside and enjoy some of this weather. And I think this week it's supposed to be warm as well. And we're having the waste management golf tournament. So people are very happy that it's going to be warm for that as well. So that was really nice weather for them. I think last year or the year before it was raining on them. So I don't think that's very much fun to be out in the rain in the golf tournament. So yeah, I wouldn't like that. I don't go watch it, but I, I know that it would not be very much fun to be out in the rain in it. So anyways, so have some, let's do some housekeeping things. So I believe that there still is, oh, this is February. Oh my goodness. I don't know that they have announced February's product of the month yet. So I think you can still get January's product of the month because I don't think they've announced February's product of the month. So I think right now you can still get January's, and that's the fabulous sayings. Just remember that it's actually February. Because I haven't seen anything on it. Good evening, Mom. So right now you can still get the fabulous sayings. If you order $75, it's $5 because I don't think that it's gone yet. I haven't seen anything on February's yet. I think that it's not announced until like the 5th or 6th of February for the product of the month. So I think you can still get January. Realized it was just no February. Sorry about that. And if you want to join my team, that would be amazing. I would love it. You don't have to do lives, you don't have to do classes, you don't have to do anything like that, and you just want to get some discounts, you can do that. You can just join my team, and I would love that. And to do that, we have a new tool, and mine is on order, and I should get that tool this week. Actually, tomorrow I should get it while I'm gone, but I should get that tool. It is really nice tool. I've seen it being used, and I can't wait to use it myself. And it is called the, what is it called? Stampin' Positioner Tool. And you get that free if you join my team from February 3rd to March 2nd. And what you do is it's a little square tool and it has two magnets and it's a large plate and you set down your piece, like for instance, this piece that we're going to work with tonight. You would set this down, put the magnets on it, and then you'll be able to stamp on it, and the piece wouldn't move, which would be so nice because we're going to have to play with this, and I'm not sure how this will work. We used to have the Stamparatus, which would be nice to use the Stamparatus for this because then I can put this on the Stamparatus, use the magnets, and then be able to stamp on top of this, this is my template. So this kind of is sort of the Stamparatus type of thing. So they're replacing that with the Stampin' Positioner. So you only get this if you join my team. Us demonstrators got to order it all the way through pre-order until today. And then it goes away, even for us demonstrators to pre-order until they don't know. So I pre-ordered mine. and it will be in, and so I'll get to play with it. And it comes with some grid paper, so I'm assuming that you get to like play with the grid paper, and you're able to kind of be able to shift it on grid paper so you kind of know what you're doing. So that's sold separately from the little Stampin' Positioner tool. So that's exciting, something new. I am having card class card workshop on the 21st of February. So if you're not on my mailing list and you don't get my invitation and you would like to, just drop me a little note and tell me you want to be on my invitation list. We're going to do a few spring Easter cards, and then I'm probably going to do some like birthday cards and some other kind of cards, some other kind of greeting cards, just because I think too many Easter cards. I don't know that we'll need to do all 8 Easter cards, but you do 8 cards and envelopes. So you'll be able to do 8 of them. But I think we're going to do probably 4 Easter cards / spring cards. And then I'll pick some other greeting cards to do. So let me know if you want to join my class. I would love for you to. All right. So I saw this card being done and I thought it was so cute. So I used her idea. She is another demonstrator. So where is her name? Oh my goodness. I need to give her credit because I follow her on Facebook and I have taken some of her classes. My goodness, she's so crafty. So her name's Tammy Savello and she does cards by TLC. And she pairs up with Patty Bennett, and I've done some of Patty's and her classes, and they're amazing. Thank you. My class is a lot of fun. Thank you, Mom. And so this card she did, and she did it in a Valentine card. And I was like, I don't know that I really want to do a Valentine card. So I picked out some different paper, and I decided to use the Woolly Friends. This stamp set is so cute. It comes with a bundle, but it is a stamp set and a punch. So here's the punch, and it cuts out. So the punch will punch this body, this head, this bow, and the bell. But I didn't want to use the bell. So we're going to use the body, the head, and the bow, this bow. So it is so stinking cute. When I first saw this, I was like, oh, really? This looks kind of ridiculous. But then I also thought, well, it'd be cute for Easter or spring or some other just really cute ideas. And it is. It says, sending flowers and sunshine. Welcome, cutie. So that'd be really cute for a baby card. You, EWE, make me happy. That's so cute. You're simply fabulous. That's so some really cute sayings on there. So it is really cute. Has like a little butterfly, some grass, and this body is like leaping. So it's really cute. Some flowers, which is we're going to use the flowers. She had such a cute idea. I had to case her idea. So I had to give her credit because it's so cute. So it's kind of a fun fold, but it is really cute. So I used different papers. So the paper that I used is called Lovely and Beautiful. It's very springy. It also could be Easter paper as well because it's so springy. But it's super cute. Super cute. So I used the Sending Flowers and Sunshine. And I used the flowers because it goes with that. But I used the purples because the purple comes out of there. And then I used, what color is that? It is peach pie. You open it up and there is your cute little lambs, sheep. But oh my gosh, is that not the cutest card ever? Now she did stamp a greeting inside, And you know me, I don't normally stamp a greeting inside until I decide who I'm going to send it to. So I didn't stamp a greeting inside. Her greeting was, you make me happy, which would be really cute to stamp inside, but just depends on who I want to send it to. But I love the sending flowers and sunshine. So I loved that idea. So it's so cute. And it is adorable, is it not? I mean, it is, and it's really easy to make. Oh my goodness, when she showed how easy this is to make, oh my goodness. So I also took this paper and made it for the envelope. So it doesn't always have to be this paper. I thought this paper would be really cute for the envelope as well. But very simple, very easy, and I thought that was so cute. So I thought it would be fun for live. All right. Now the trick is she had the positioner tool to to punch out this body and this whole thing. So we'll see if I can stamp it in the right place to do it, or it'll just be individual. But the trick is to make yourself a template and then try to punch and then try to stamp it and then punch it out. You need two of them so that you can do the little inside part of that. So we'll see what we can do. I did it without being live, so we'll see how I can do being live. Because you know, when you go live, it always doesn't work out. All right, so here's the paper and here's the things we need. And I cut out most everything we need. So you need a piece for your envelope, which is your 2 1/4 by 6. So that's your envelope. Your card base. Now I debated, but I already had most of the other pieces, and I didn't want this piece to be on the, my goodness, I didn't want it to be on this color. I put it away. So I debated and just keep my purple. So this is fresh freesia. So I'm going to stay with fresh freesia. I was going to make it change that to be peach pie. Sorry, I couldn't think of the name of that color. And so I just kept it because it can be. You can put it on peach pie and it will look fine, but it kind of drowns it out. So I like it to, it's going to pop on there. And the other side of it you could use on there, but I didn't like it as much. So this paper, although very beautiful on both sides, oops, this side is the other side of that. Flower paper, again, it's very beautiful, but it doesn't go with, my opinion only, doesn't go with the theme that we're doing. So I didn't like the other side of that paper. Same with this one. It's very beautiful paper, and if we were going to use that, just that paper, it's gorgeous paper. Absolutely beautiful. But it doesn't, my opinion only, because yes, it does go, because Stampin' Up! Coordinates everything. I just didn't like it to mix with this. Just my personal opinion. It does match, as you see. It does, all the colors are in there. I just didn't like how it went together. So I decided to stay with my colors and be with that color. And so I'm going to use my fresh freesia, and that is the other half of the one I cut out earlier today, although I would use this again. So we're going to do 4 1/4 by 11, and I did not cut this or score it. So we are going to actually score at 5 1/2. No, I did not. We're going to score at 5 1/2. And I did this so that I could show you. We're going to score at 5 1/2. And your scoring blade is always the light gray, and your cutting blade is always the dark gray. And then we're going to take this and we're going to move this paper all the way to the right. And we're going to cut off 1 1/4 inches. So we're going to go to the 1 1/4. Then we're going to cut this off. So we're going to use the dark. Okay. We're going to cut that off. Now you can save this piece and use this later. I changed it up and I'm going to use that piece, but I used a different piece for this to coordinate with it. So I used the peach pie instead. But on this card that we're going to do, I'm going to save that piece. So I'm going to save it and move this aside. Actually, I already have a piece that has that. All right. And then we need 2 basic white pieces that are 4 by 4. Yeah. Let's see what these are. That's 4. No. All right. Sometimes I just have paper sitting on my table that's almost the size I need. So I sometimes don't put it away for that very reason, because I can reuse it. So one of these pieces will go on the inside and one will go on the outside. So we need a 4 by 4. We need 2 of these. That's 4. That's 1. And this needs to be by 4. All right. Then we need a piece of the same color as the base, and it needs to be 1 1/4 by 6. So I need another piece. I thought that I had a whole piece. Here we go. So 1 by 6. Yeah, that's 6. And I need it to be 1 1/4. That's going to be our mechanism for the inside. And we're going to score that at 1 1/2. And 3. And 4 1/2. Oops. Okay. And then we need a basic white piece for the sentiment. I think that's what this is. And that's a 3/4 by 3. 3/4 by 3. Yep. And then this is the piece. It's 4 1/4 by 5, and that's to cut out the sheep. All right, and then of course your piece. All right, so then we need DSP pieces, which this is 4 by 4, and this piece is 1 by 4. And then this is your piece for the envelope, which is 2 1/4 by 6. All right, so we have all of our pieces. All right, so I'm going to put my piece on the envelope. And I think one of my markers just went flying, and I need to go get that. All right. See, that side is really pretty. That's the other side of that. That is really pretty. So I could use that like in another card. It's really gorgeous. It's just I'm not using it for this card. All right. Let's try and cut out our sheep first because I punch our sheep first. All right, so I kind of cheated and I laid this down and I used this as my template and I kind of put marks where I think I need to stamp. So let's hope that works because I don't know how I'm going to do that. So I put my stamp set on here. What I did was I made my template. I put my stamps on the ground on there and then I laid it over and then I put them on there. So now I'm going to try and lay these here where I think these little guys are going to go. I've tried stamping in there. So I've tried laying this down and stamping in there, but I can't seem to get that in there just so. That would make way more sense than making it so difficult for myself. So I've tried doing it this way. I've tried. That's what the Stamparatus does. I can't seem to get it in there straight enough. See if I can do that. Because you need to have all the lines. Before I didn't have all the lines. Let's see what we got here. Hey, I have the lines. Hey, not too bad. All right, let's see how that'll work. All right, turn it over. Let's do this side. We need 2 of them. All right, let's re-ink that. Stamp some of the flowers on the envelope pieces. Yeah. Yeah. All right. So, okay, this has got to go this way. Okay, let's see if I can get this on here. All right, let's see how we did. Oh, that one was not good. All right, that did not work. Somehow I like botched that up. See, half of it's on there and not on the little thing. All right, so we'll have to flip that over. All right, let's color this one and we'll flip it over and do the other one. All right, so we're gonna color. Yeah. I might have to do that individually because that is so hard. Okay, so I'm gonna color this one. All right. I'm gonna highlight with light smoky slate. And I'm going to just, there's like these little loop-de-loos. And I'm going to just highlight those just a little bit. And it will lighten up once you're done. Once it dries, it lightens up. But that just kind of gives an outline to the sheep. And actually looks kind of nice. I'm going to outline them. Okay. And then I'm going to do up here. I did up this way too, but I think I'm not, well, I'm going to do that a little bit. Do a little bit here. And then I used light bubble bath because the other pink is in one of my other things. And I did their nose and then I did her ears. Like that. And then I did the bow. Yeah. One of them I did light peach pie and one I did purple. Okay. Now let's try and stamp this. All right. So now we're going to punch this. See how this punches out. I must have this on here not very good because it doesn't really line up to punch out either. I think we're going to just do this individually. I don't like how this lines up. All right. So here's our body, there's our head, and there's our bow. Not horrible, but all right, so let's do this side and let's just see if I can't stamp it and then punch it. Okay. See how I do here. All right. See if I can't. All right. See if I can't make this. Oops, goes upside down, basically. All right, so the feet go here. And her little head here goes like this. I don't know. See how that goes. See how that goes. I don't think I got up far enough with her feet. All right. Let's see. Before I color it. Let's take a little bit off the bottom. Now it might bring that up a little bit. Like got over just a little bit. You gotta finagle just a tad. Actually, that might be pretty good. Okay, so let's color that. And we have 2. Alrighty, let's do the little whoop-de-doos. I have the hiccups, excuse me. All right, the mistake I made on my other card was I put the sheep's heads tilted a little too much. So this time I won't tilt them so much. So alrighty, I'm not going to do the inside of that one. And this time I'm going to make the bow. This is bow bath, so this is going to be inside of the ear and the nose. And I'm going to make the bow brush freesia. The one good thing about our blends is they color very nicely. All right, let's punch this. Okay, so okay. Let's see what we got here. Oh, it's just pieces. Okay, not too bad. All right. Move all the stuff out of the way. All right, so we can assemble this. This is our template. I know what to do with that. All right. Let's assemble this. So we're going to fold this way. This is our card base. It's going to give us our little piece right there. So make sure we get a nice good crease. And then what I did was, if you're going to stamp on the inside, what I would do is I would stamp this before you put any glue on it, put it in here. And I kind of laid this out a little bit, and then I laid this out. And you want this to also kind of be like that. Oops. That's going to close, and that will hide that so that you know where that's going to lay. Then I started gluing. I just wanted to make sure that when I closed that, the white didn't show. I didn't want my white to show. That also kind of gives me a good idea of where I'm going to put this. Okay. Yep. And then that gives me some perspective of where I want to put this. Let's see, got to come up just a little bit. There we go. I'm kind of wanting to make it even as you can. See, now we got even edges. All right. Now, come on. These two pieces are the same size, and that's for a reason. So the idea was that you're going to put this on the front, and you're going to make sure that it was kind of evenish, and that you are going to fold this up, and you're going to stamp here. But again, this is my preference. So if you prefer and you like the gold to show, you're more than welcome to do the gold part of this. The other paper that was used, and I've seen it used a couple of times, the other DSP actually had like a really coordinating this. I mean, again, Stampin' Up! Coordinates everything, so it does coordinate, but it coordinated with everything. I just didn't want it to be gold. I don't have anything gold on here, so I don't have anything to tie it together. So the idea was to have this just be like a peekaboo. So I was like, I can still peekaboo it. I'm going to tuck mine under instead of fold it up. So I peekabooed it differently. So I still did the same thing. I folded it up just enough to see how much here my flowers were going to need for me to stamp. And that will give me plenty of room to stamp my flowers. So now that I know that that's going to be plenty, I tucked mine the other way. So there's my fold. So I went it's not cooperating. So I went this way with my fold. So I went this way with my fold. And it's going to go like this. So my peekaboo is just tucked underneath. And again, there's still barely plenty of room, but there's still room. I should have tucked it just a little bit more, but it will be fine. I will get it on there. I'm going to have to make sure I just do it right to the edge. So I'm going to pull this off, and I'm going to stamp my flowers again in Memento Black because I'm going to color my flowers. So I have to do it like really right at the edges. I didn't give myself much room. All right. So I took and did fresh freesia. And my middle one is light peach pie. I think it's pretty fast to just color these. So we have like little leaves, but it's just quick and easy for me to do the leaves. I did that, the leaves in light old olive. It takes like 2 seconds to like just color them. And bam, you're done. All right. Now, if I didn't increase that, hopefully that is enough. Let's make sure. Yeah, it's barely enough, but it's enough. So what I did was we're going to glue this, but I still took a glue dot and put it on this paper. And held it down. And that will just make it easier. Now I'm going to put glue on this and glue it to that. And you're going to glue it all the way to the edge. You're really not going to want to see the white. Yeah. That's why it's the same size. Okay. And now we're going to glue this to this. And just make sure that you kind of have it, you know, top to bottom, side to side, as even as you can. Okay. And then our sentiment, I picked Sending Sunshine and Flowers. And I'm going to stamp that in fresh freesia. Yes, that looks very nice. Although I could probably stamp it in the peach pie, but I don't have it out, so that's what I'm stamping that in. Now this piece that we saved, we actually want to cut that down. I should have done that, but we want to cut that down to be 1 inch by 3.5. Yeah. Like 3.5. That was the piece that we cut off the base. And we're actually going to glue this onto here, and then we're going to pop that up. All right, so we also want to glue these little guys together. Where did my head go? What did I do with my little head? I have one. My other one. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Oh, there it is. It's on the floor. I got knocked on the floor. Okay. So I tilted the head to my little fluffy. I tilted it way over here. I think I'm going to put it like this because I think this will be better. So let's put our little thing on here, and this is going to go like so. Right. This is really hard to work with. All right. So when you have nails, you have to have no nails to be able to do this. I'm going to get my little tweezers. Because I want right. And then this one. And then I put a little pop-up on the back. Of course. Gives them a little bit of dimension. I'm going to stick that little pop-up on there. And then watch. This is going to be so stinking cute. Look at that. There's their little head. Oh my gosh, that's so cute. This one, oh, okay. I was like, this one's off. It's the back side. All right. Okay, so that's all put together. Okay. So there's our two little sheep. Aren't they super cute? All right, so now we need to do the mechanism that's going to go inside. You're going to just fold it. It actually is going to go like this. Sorry, it's this piece in the middle gets folded that way. And then you're going to glue. This piece gets, so this, you're going to glue this piece and this piece because these are the two pieces that are going to sit in here. Sorry. This one and this one gets closed, and then this becomes the mechanism. So you fold it this way, sorry, fold it this way, and you put glue here, and then you lay it down. So bend that, so that's bent, so that'll bend, right? So we're gonna put glue. And here's the part you try not to get glue all over you. And save room in case you decide you want to write, obviously. And we are going to put it next to the fold. And then we're going to lay this down. Yeah, that's not even. Ah, come on, come on, come on. Stop. And then lay the card over. I'm going to give that a minute. In the meantime, let's put 3 dimensionals on this. 1, 2, 3. Let that sit for a minute. 1. This is so stinking cute. Okay, there's our little mechanism. Now we're going to glue these guys on. Okay. And you just put a little bit of glue at the bottom. I should have put that down a little bit further because it'll stick. I'm going to glue down here at the bottom. You want them to stick up. Ah, moved on me. All right, come on. And this one goes over here. Oh my goodness, this is so cute. Get that to stick so that I'm gonna let that sit for just a minute. Bam. And see, pop, pop. That's so cute. I love it. Oops, it's still moving. All right, so there. All right, and then I had some leftovers of these frosted iridescent dots. I have, as you can see, a million of these. So I thought that this color, it's actually gorgeous grape, but you can't even tell. Once you put these on here, it's so pretty. So I use these. Oh my goodness. I really thought this was just the cutest card that Tammy did, and I thought I would just share it with you guys. And she has a million readers or a million followers, but I just thought this was the cutest card to do. And then, of course, the envelope. So I just thought that was so cute. So yeah, I just thought the pop-up was so fun. And I just was like, oh my goodness, how can you not do that? I'm going to have to learn how to do some different other ones that are pop-up like that. Some other fun things to put in the middle to do pop-ups. Anyways, thank you so much for joining me. I so appreciate it. And if you need anything in the meantime, feel free to give me a call or text me or send me a little message and let me know. Thank you, Mom. Super cute. Lots of bling, huh? Anyways, let me know if you need anything, and I'll be around, and I will see you next week. Have a great week, and take care. Thanks a lot.